All right, welcome back. So now on Diversified Diecast, we're going to go through a little mainline mix-up. We have three Mercedes that are from mixed years, recent. Got an old Dodge Charger from the mid 2000s. A couple of things from the late 90s, early 2000s. Got a really nice Corvette mainline that I almost gave away, but I started looking at it and it had some real nice detail on it. I liked it, so I just kept it. And a few other mixed ones, and then we have these three guys here. I don't have the cop car. It was traded or sold. We opened up the Beetle Rod already. But before we get into all that, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, liked, commented, shared, spread the word, send carrier pigeons, you know, let everybody know what we're doing here. And we're just providing some good, clean content for everybody to enjoy their diecast. 164 only, too, by the way. So I'll get right into these. I'll open all of them up. And I'll change the camera view here in just a second so we can get some up close and I can show you all the chassis and the bases and whatnot. And then we'll put them all on a turntable and we'll do a recap on there. So give me just a second. Let me jump up and pause the camera because my remote button only starts recording and stops, doesn't pause. So everybody else is kind of done for the night and they're winding down. So I don't have the camera crew here, if you will, but give me just a second and pause this video and we'll get going. All right, I do apologize for the clutter. I've been going through everything and kind of pulling stuff out of totes and rearranging and organizing and what have you, and getting sets like this for you guys to review on the channel. So again, these are a lot of my nicer main lines that I kept in clamshells. I'm just going through them and busting them out because they take up too much space. And I wanted to be able to share with you guys, plus keep them in a loose collection. So not all of them are going to have detailing. I would say the bulk of them do, or the double die-cast variant, or like these here, the Silver Series cars. I actually like all three of these, so I'm glad I kept them. Anything Porsche, obviously, I like. But back to the Mercedes. This is a 2025 C-Case. This is the 70s versus 90s Sub-Series car 3 out of 10. There's the back of the card. And again, I'm only going off of what, Google imaging, if you will, is showing. So if it's not right, you don't mind dropping in the comments just so we get the content correct. As long as you're positive and you're pretty solid on what you may comment it being me right or wrong, that's fine. Just share it. We'll work it out. So like I said, what I liked about this one is they had front rear detailing. The front of this car is exceptional, for a mainline. Flat base, nothing special here. Acid mirrors, that's cool too. Real dark, heavy green metallic paint. We'll put it up on the turntable after a while. I'll try to keep these things in order so I can give you all a recap when they're on the turntable. This car I actually found really early. Really early. Probably February or March, maybe. It's a 2025 H case, BMW 635i or 635 CSI. Wild wide body is what the sub series is. This car 1 out of 5. And they have the is it a Bentley GT or something like that? I found it with it. It was at a lonely Walmart on the road somewhere. They were hanging on one of the in-shelf pegs, and I hadn't seen them. And it was just really, really pretty. And it was cool that I found both of them together. Very, very nice paint. It's got a little bit of metallic in it. Somewhat flat base. It has a side exit exhaust there. Nothing on the front, nothing on the rear. It's still very nice. All right, this one here, it's a 2023 mainline. Hot Wheels Turbo Sub Series car 4 out of 5. 89. Benz 560 SEC AMG. The AMG line from Mercedes has always been super desirable. You know, it's equivalent to like the M from the BMW line. I actually prefer Mercedes-Benz over BMW myself. Um, and really anything 5 Series and up from Mercedes has always been a car that I've always liked, admired. The paint on this car is really, really good for a mainline. How about them 6x9s in the rear package tray, huh? Look at that. And the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this thing hanging on the shelf was the infamous Little Troy. Wanna be a bowler. I know that had 4 doors. I can't remember what series car that was on the album cover in the video, but a little error right there. But hey, it's got detail on it, right? Can't complain. Again, flat base, flat bottom, but these two I really wanted to check out because of the detailing, and I knew the paint on these two here would be really nice. This is still a nice car, but a little bit different flavor, if you will, from these other two. Okay, 71 Dodge Charger. This is a 2010, new models, and this car was up for trade and for sale. I can't remember. No hits. There's the back of the card. And this is 36 out of 44. I'm not sure if that's for this series or what. I know they made more than 44 model variants that year. But you know me, I let the Mopar glue stick to me like a web. And any big B body car, or I'm sorry, A body if I'm being correct, they hit a soft spot for me. Chrome interior, I hate when they do that. But again, guys, these are toys at the end of the day, and they're made for all audiences. But this car had a really good look. Um, Detailing on them back then, I thought was a little bit better. Again, you know, they kind of crowd all the information on the bottom of the base. But you got your true duals there, and what kind of simulates the exhaust. I'm not even sure that was actually accurate. I thought these were, oh, yeah, I don't know what they did there. Anyway, get a better look at on the turntable once it comes up. All right, this little gem here, it's a 98 first edition, number 11 out of 26, Fiat 500C. This is a buddy of mine that had a large collection um, from the 80s, or I'm sorry, late 90s, early 2000s. And these cards actually cleaned up really good, and I had them in clamshells. But you know, we're getting rid of those like a bad date, if you will. So we're cutting everything open and getting it loose so we can hold and play with and enjoy and soothe. And this thing just really kind of stuck out at me because of the paint color. Diecast base. It's essentially double diecast. It's got some additional plastic on it, but these cars are really nice. Really great paint. It's not really my style, but it being double diecast, and the car was just too nice for me to, you know, hand it off to somebody as a freebie or, you know, what have you. I think it was the only one he had, or he may only had two. He had a lot of duplicates, but I told him I wanted that one for sure. The old bug eye blower scoop sticking up out of there. Okay, on the BMW M, for those of you who don't know, all these castings are double die cast. So if you see them from this era, I want to say 97 or 8, whenever this car actually came out, this casting came out, and every one that I have probably 2 or 3 of these already in different color variants. They're a double die cast. And what I like about the BMW M's is they made a really interesting, crazy looking hatchback. It was like a I used to call it the BMW egg. A pretty well performance oriented car, very desirable, especially this thing in the Roadster being a convertible. But the hatchback was actually, in my opinion, you almost saw it just as much or more when these cars were new and coming out. And they had their own look, and they were still really cool. But this is collector number, like I said, this is different, 100 out of, I'm assuming 2 or 250 or 300 for the year 2000. But paint's not perfect, but pretty nice. Again, die-cast base, double die-cast. Lens headlights, no details on the rear. That's okay. Still a nice car. Interior detailing's so-so for a Hot Wheels mainline. All right. Get these things out of order here. Stand by. Okay. So this is a car that almost went in the barbershop pile. But I started giving everything a good look, and oh yeah, look what we got there. And on the front. And who doesn't love a Z06 Vet? My my love for these cars in that package was the C5s. When they come out, um, that was the car everybody wanted. And the body shop that I helped work on all the cars in, when the Blazer was getting done, worked on a handful of these, and one or two of them are actually Z06 cars, and one was going to be like an imposter. It was a real bad wreck. That was a friend of Derek's that he basically did the Z06 clone on it with some custom hood treatment on the hood scoop and did some other stuff. But the C7 is a very desirable car for a lot of reasons. The last real vet, if you ask me, because the engine's where it's supposed to be up here. Okay. Now they're back here. But we won't get off on that soapbox. But I grabbed this one. And I was like, man, it should go. And I started looking at it. I said, no, I don't think I have but one or two in this casting. And it had detail front and rear. And I love the gunmetal, color variant, graphite, whatever you want to call that color. So, again, they didn't do it any favors, flat base, but overall the car is pretty nice. Okay, this one's a 98 first edition, number 17 out of 40. 1970 Road Runner. Collector number 661. Again, this car was one of the same guy who gave me the Fiat, gave me a bunch of these 98 first editions because he had a bunch of duplicates, and the cars cleaned up really well. They were filthy when I got them from him because they've been in storage when he got them, basically in cardboard boxes. And I brought them home, took the time, and got them all wiped down, and gave them a good look over and stuck them in clamshells for a few months now. Like I said, that's history. See, not everything's there, but you got some detailing to go off of. Pretty cool. They got the hood pins on there with the cables painted on. It's a nice touch. All right, and this is another one where me and Fast and Furious. I like this stuff, but I kind of clown on it. But again, front's not perfect because it has that Matchbox resemblance, right? But the rear of this thing looked really sweet. And the 4 or 5 to 72 El Camino, it's basically just a shell with a Chevelle with a bed on it. This is Hot Wheels Screen Time vehicle 9 out of 10. Doesn't give the year on here, but I believe that's a 67. I can't tell the 66 and 7 apart. 68 and 9 are almost identical. They're different than this, but the grill's different on the 68 than the 69. Obviously, the 70 is a 1 year only, dual headlight in the front. And then the 71 and 2, they're pretty similar, but the rears are different. Huh. See, I mean, come on. Why? But flat black paint. Car is pretty detailed. for what it is. And it's cool they have the little impact shallow roll bar in there, if you will. And the back of this truck looked really good for a mainline. So we'll turntable it. Okay, this was the gift from Buddy down south of Rio Grande City, Liberty Walk, Nissan Silvia S15, Sub-Series Hot Wheels Modified, R105. I bet this thing is super, 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 super nice. This casting in general, like the anniversary series, I have it in the 57th. But this black and gold that Hot Wheels does on a couple different series, it's really nice. Like the BMW over here. This was a 2023 A case. Those of you who wanted to know. Pretty car. Okay. 2000 GT. I think this is a 2014. I'm assuming A case. I have a couple of these in some other year models, or year releases, if you will. I have the Tokyo Olympics car. I think it's from I can't remember what year it's from. I want to say it's like 2020. I can't remember when they were hosted in Tokyo, but and I have another one I think it's a vintage racing club car from a few years back. Plastic base, a little bit of detailing, nothing crazy. Definitely needs something on the rear. Car looks super plain with that black paint. Okay, this little gem here, it's 99, first edition, number 10926, Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. And this was collector number 912. I do have the other color variants of this car. One of them, I believe, is purple. And I can't remember if it was from 99 or 2000. And I have another one like it. It's very similar. I think it's white. And it has this weird, turn of the century livery race decal on the side, if you will. All right. A little bit on the bottom of this one. Nothing drastic, but better than most. Again, this release is how old now? This is 25, 6 years old. Okay, last three until we get them on the Whirly Bird. This is a 2024 Transformer set. As you know, we already opened up this guy here. This is this car. They made two variants of the Ford Mustang GT. Actually, they actually released the decal livery on the side. Said to punish and enslave like the first movie. But from talks of what I heard, they recalled them. So now you can pretty much only find the edited version, if you will. But out of the series, this is car 2 out of 5, C7 Corvette R. I don't expect this one to be too much, but I think the Bugatti is really nice because it's supposed to be the one that's one per box, or it may have been the Pagani. I really can't remember, but these are pretty tough to find. I ended up buying these off of an auction or buying now. I couldn't remember. And I may have misspoke. These Silver Series cars, these aren't listed as Silver Series. I threw something out there about, I thought that was only exclusive to Walmart. That's not the case, because the missus actually found this little guy for me tonight. It's the last one I had missing out of that set. And these are carried at HEB, which is where she found this one. And the Silver Series is also the 711 Porsche, or the Supra. And you're not buying that thing at Walmart. So I apologize for that. It just seemed like every time I see a Silver Series car, it was at Walmart. But again, these here have, front and rear detailing. Really nice color on this car. It really, in my opinion, could use a tampo removal. The best could be mostly green. But it's a Transformers ride. I'm gonna leave it away. Just leave it alone just the way it is. Okay, the Bugatti is car number 4 out of 5. It's a Veyron. I've been wanting to open this thing up for a while since I started getting everything opened up because, like I said, this is the short production one out of the box whenever they get hung on the pegs. And obviously there for a while, everybody was taking it. Flat bottom. Yeah. The Dandy. Kind of light, believe it or not. I know it's got a plastic base on it, but it's a pretty good sized car. You'd think it'd have a little more weight to it than that. All right. Last one is going to be the Pagani Huayra. This is 5 out of 5. Again, they're out of this set here. This is a super peg warmer, in my opinion. It was everywhere. The other one was probably going to be the Mustang, the clean version. And I think the next one would probably be. It's kind of hard to say. Most of the time it was just Corvettes left, if I'm being honest. Oh yeah, this car's really nice. Probably the best out of the bunch. Besides the Bumblebee Volkswagen. Alright. So give me just 1 second. I'll pause the camera. Get the turntable set up. Get these things in show mode. And let you guys enjoy. Hang on 1 second. Okay, again, this is a 2025 C-Case Mercedes-Benz 500E. Hot Wheels 70 versus 90s. Sub-Series, car 3 out of 10. Really digging that paint. It really resembles the 02 Chevrolet D71 that I owned in my the other truck I owned, my late father's pickup. His is apparently called Polo Green. I need to validate that color selection paint code from GM, but that's one reason why I bought this car. Is it's almost a perfect match to the color of those trucks. All right, another 2025 variant, H case, BMW 635 CSI. This is for the wild wide body car 1 out of 5. Really took me on this one was the color, the black and gold, just in those super treasure hunterish like wheels. It's a really good fit for this car and this casting. All right, 2023 variant, Hot Wheels Turbo Sub Series car 4 out of 5. It's an 89 Mercedes-Benz 560 SCC AMG G case. This is probably one of my more favorite mainlines, definitely out of this group, and really probably in general from this year. A really nice example of how nice a Hot Wheels mainline can actually be. I mean, this thing almost from a distance looks like a custom, right? So very, very nice Hot Wheels. 150 out of 250 for the year. I didn't call out the other two, but just giving you guys and gals the info, just in case you're curious. All right, this one's a 2010 new models, 71 Dodge Charger, 36 out of 44. Can't really tell it on here, but even then made errors back then. It's got a little bent right rear tire, so it doesn't want to sit 100%. But other than that, really nice. The paint and the decal tampoing for from that era was really good. It's really kind of second to none, to be honest with you, especially for the main lines. Still a nice car. All right, Fiat 500. It's a 1999 first edition, car number 11 out of 26. The Fiat 500C, collector number 919. And again, the paint on this thing is it's exceptional, and the casting styling on this thing is just it gets your imagination going. This is very fitting for a kid who would have been 5 to 10 years old in this time period. They would have loved this thing. Okay, BMW M Roadster. This is from back in 1999. This is car number 100 for that year. Again, I love this casting from Hot Wheels because they're all double die cast variants. I think I have a silver one with the M stripe on the front door and fender. I want to say the other one's a black one. Don't quote me on that. Again, always love a double die cast. I'll pretty much get anything in a casting I like in that, and I actually prefer it. But another nice example of one here that could have been extra perfect with some detailing and maybe a choice of wheels, something different, but still overall very nice. Okay, I'd put this up there with that black 560. The detail on this car for a mainline, from 2023 is actually really nice. This is 193 out of 250 for the year. It's in the sub series then and now, car 1 out of 10. It's a 2023 L case. Corvette C7Z06. All right, 98 first edition, 70 model Roadrunner, number 17 out of 40. This is collect number 661. Overall, a pretty nice put together mainline. Not perfect, but I did point out the nice detailing for the hood pins, have the painted cables, that go down to the core support, if you will. And just a nice all around check the box mainline from late last century, if you will, 1998 first edition. Okay, this is a 2025 H case, Fast and the Furious, Hot Wheels Screen Time, Sub Series car 9 out of 10, Chevy El Camino. And I'm gonna be willing to bet this is a 67 because Hot Wheels does do a 67 Chevelle, and it looks extremely similar to this. But like I pointed out earlier, the tempoing on the rear tail lights is nice. I love the flat matte finish black. Pretty good. Very collectible for the loose collection to be desired. And that's where it'll stay. All right, got a lot of fan favorites in this one. Definitely, probably 3 or 4 that I really admire. This is definitely one of them. Liberty Walk Super Silhouette, Nissan Silvia S15, Sub Series Hot Wheels Modified, car 1 out of 5. It's 17 out of 250 for the year. This is a 2023 A case. A is an alpha. All right, Toyota 2000 GT. This is the Hot Wheels Workshop Sub Series from 2014. This is probably, like I said, the second one for sure. I think I have 2 already, but this was a nice addition. I was going to hang on to it and keep it in a clamshell, but this one was one of the first ones to get pulled out just because I wanted to open it up and check it out. Okay, 1999 first edition. This is number 10 out of 26. Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. This one's collector number 912912. Okay, the peg warmer of this series for sure. Um, Corvette C7R. This car's 2 out of 5 for the sub series Transformers 2024. But still a nice car. Like I said, it's got detail in front and rear, and the bright metallic House of Colors looking paint, if you will, or wrap, was really nice. All right, I woke up in the new Bugatti. You got it. Now I know why everybody was wanting to steal this car, because the paint looks like it's an inch thick. It's like you step in it, it's going to be on your shoe. Very nice with the blue anodizing on the wheels. Um, the paint is really nice for a mainline. So I get it. Now I know why these things are hard to fetch. This is the Bugatti Veyron. All right. Last but not least, the Bugatti Huayra. This is 5 out of 5 for that sub series Transformers. And the Bugatti is really nice, but I still think this is a little bit better car out of that series. Besides, obviously, the Volkswagen for me, the Bumblebee Rat Rod. But there you have it. I've been staring at these things on my desk up on the stand since probably, oh, I don't know, Saturday evening after I filmed the last one about the M2 Dodge pickups. I tried to keep this at a reasonable time. I want to do things a little bit different. In fact, this would have been a 45 minute to an hour long video. I know you guys and gals can always commit to that. So, did a little quick review. Got them out of the cards real quick so we can see what matters and what counts, on the turntable. But that was lost count. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. That was 15 we ran through tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed them. I tried to throw a little mix in there. The ones I have upcoming are going to be a little more group specific, if you will. A small little mixed year Mustang lot. Um, that new Silver Series, the National Icons. Now that I have the Skyline, I'll open it up real quick on another video coming soon this week. Get it knocked out. And just more to come. I've got some more M2s I'm going to open up, some more green lights, a bunch of Giant Lightnings. I'll probably do the Giant Lightnings tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday this week. Um, may have a small, short Friday night green light because my green light stash is getting kind of low. But stay tuned. Like I said, if you guys haven't subscribed, liked, commented, shared, you know, send a flaming arrow across the fence to let all your neighbors know what we got going on here. Please let everyone know about Diversified Diecast. Let's help the channel grow and get better, and just provide more good, clean content for you guys. So wait for the next drop. You guys have a good night. We'll see you later. Thanks again.